Okay, so I'm sitting here and I was trying to reflect back to something I was observing earlier. My kid's relationship with her friends. And she seems to have a problem with one of the friends. And then I realized that the problem she was facing with her friend was almost the same kind of problem I had been facing with the person who later on turned into an enemy. Because my kid's friend at first helped her out when she needed support some time back. But since then, they have been good friends as far as I thought. But it wasn't exactly that way because I keep observing her. The friend keeps controlling. It's like she's trying to control her everything. And it's almost just like some kind of a narcissistic kind of a cycle. They quarrel over something, and then later on they make peace. But during that period in between, she's always doing psychological pressure on my kid. Like she sends videos where she's crying and she's like, okay, it's all over now, I won't speak with you anymore and whatever. But she has no intention of detaching in any way, but she's using that as a psychological pressure on my kid. And then they get back together, they make peace with each other, they have good fun. And then again, she does something to annoy my kid, and my kid again gets all stressed up, in which we are also pulled in every time in order to console her. Sometimes it even affects her relationship with her kid sister, because when she's not with her other friend, she's with her kid sister, but when she's with her other friend, she is far away from her kid sister. They're not sharing that much. And anyway, the thing is, I came to realize it was the same thing that I was going through. I thought I'd closed a cycle with somebody who I used to like very much. And we used to share some things. But then when I thought everything was just going out of control and I was losing my sanity, I just walked away. But at the same time, that was physical walking away. I realized emotionally I'm not totally finished, because even though I keep repeating, I cut off all codes, cut off all contracts and everything, there's some promises that I made, and those promises still keep me lingering towards that relationship. Even though I'm not seeing that person, I'm not talking to them. But then, I guess this thing affects energetically, because that way Even though I might say it verbally, that I declare that I cut all cords, I block anything, okay, they are blocked energetically. And it's not through my will, it's through God's will. Because it was, I guess it was becoming too much of a toxic kind of a relationship. So, but even though it was blocked in that way, emotionally, because I'm still attached there because of the promises I made. One of the promises I made was that I would not leave the person alone. I would always be there. But then because of all the things that they had done, all the toxic kind of things that they had done, which caused a lot of damage, that contract automatically has been cancelled spiritually. But emotionally, because I'm still attached there, it's like the contract keeps repeating itself, and I have to close that cycle. I keep asking myself, what? Okay, I am not obliged to keep that promise because he didn't keep the promises he made. So, because I'm not obliged, that automatically cancels out all the promises which we made. Because he didn't take it seriously. So I'm not obliged to take it seriously. I already fulfilled one of the promises. Not like how I wanted it to be, but it was fulfilled. But the other one of I will never let go, I will always be there, I just came to realize I was still attached there because of that promise. And it was making me feel guilty. And because I felt guilty, I was still holding on. And because I was still holding on, he was not letting go. Because he kept having the hope that it's making him have the hope that we can reconcile. But there is nothing like that because there is no reconciliation because of what he has done. Because it's out of my hands. He was surrendered to God. It's out of my hand. And because of that, I need to clear the guilt that I feel. And only then will I be totally detached from him. I can teach myself this, but I don't know how to teach. I don't know how I'm going to be able to convince my kid about that, because I suppose she's feeling in the same way. Once upon a time, when she needed some support, she got that support, and it kept her indebted to that person. And feeling indebted towards that person is making somebody feel like they can't detach from those people. They feel like they are obliged to do things for those people, but it's not an obligation. It's not our obligation, especially if those people behave in toxic manners. So I hope this helps somebody. I don't know. It's really helping me in a way, because I've come to realize emotionally I was still attached, despite having walked away physically. But emotionally, I need to do that as well. And I hope I succeed with that. But But most people are always attached to being, because you see people being mistreated, and you wonder why can't they detach from those people. They still go back, going back, going back, going back, going back. Every time they get mistreated, and they still forgive, and they go back. You forgive, you don't have to forget, but at the same time you have to detach. What I did is I forgave, I walked away, but I didn't detach emotionally. So I need to work on this thing, and I hope this way it will open the doors to other things as well, because it's causing stagnation. It's what's causing the delays in everything that I'm trying to do. Yeah, exactly. It's causing delays in what I want to do. It's causing delays in my goals. And that's because I'm still emotionally attached. Because I think the reason is because for a long time I've grown to have the habit of having a hope that situation will change. The hope that things will change, but and it's become a habit. Habits can be acquired, and habits can be removed. So I need to change this habit. I need to change this mindset, because there's some people who are entitled to your attention, and some people who are not entitled to your attention. And I guess this is what I need to do. I need to emotionally detach myself so that I can give the proper attention to the right individuals, instead of, because you cannot serve, what is it, what was that saying, you cannot serve two masters at the same time. So is it two masters? Anyway, you can't do two things. Yes, you can do two things at the same time, but at the same time, with this situation, no, it's not going to work out, because I need, if I'm to give, because it's depriving the right of proper attention to the proper individuals, and yet I'm still getting attached to the wrong individual emotionally. And because of this, it's delaying things. It's delaying. It's keeping me stuck. Yeah, it's keeping me stuck. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, I hope I will manage to help my kid as well. But thank God, there is a place where we are able to sit and talk things over. So I hope she gets over it, and I hope I get over mine too. It's a crazy thing, crazy situation. But it's not something that can be done. It can. People can emotionally detach themselves from things which are toxic to themselves, and nobody should stay in any kind of toxic situation just because they feel they are obliged to, just because once upon a time you got a favor. That favor does not count, because that favor was done just to keep you stuck and stagnant, to keep you attached. But once you realize this, it becomes easy. to detach. I hope this helps someone. It's helping me, at least. Wow. Life is really full of surprises. I was just asking God, I say, God, I'm feeling stuck. Help me to know what I should do next. And this morning, I got this kind of observation, and it's amazing because I felt like a connection with what she was living and what I was living. And I guess she's living that because she even though she doesn't know exactly what I've gone through, she feels it energetically, and it's affecting her, and she's doing the cycle too. Kids really copy their parents, so we all need to be mindful. We all need to be careful of who we choose to come into our lives, because whoever we choose into our lives, we are also giving an example to our kids to do the same thing. It's a crazy world, but it's not impossible to conquer. So that's it. I just wanted to share that, and I hope everyone gets into a beautiful situation in their futures, in their lives. And God bless everyone. Take care.